So we all remember what happened in 2008, and unfortunately the words recession and housing bubble immediately come to mind when thinking about that real estate crash. Big differences between today's market and the ones leading up to the Great Recession. Before the Great Recession, our housing market, this is nationally, had loose lending standards. If you were living and breathing, you could get a loan for more than you could afford for a lot of people. So loose lending standards, an oversupply of homes, and overtapped equity. So people were pulling out the equity in their homes and spending it. Today's market looks very different in that we have much stricter lending practices, an undersupply of homes. There are still more buyers looking than there are available properties. So nationally, an undersupply of homes and more equity. The average homeowner has at least $50,000 of equity in their home, and they're keeping that. So experts are projecting that home prices will continue to appreciate even during a recession. And again, a recession, we're here, we're there. It's not a housing crisis, not a housing crisis. So the current unpredictability of mortgage rates and experts predicting home price appreciation this year, buying a home sooner than later could be the best plan of action for you as a buyer. Bidding wars have eased. Housing supply is finally able to grow, which means as a buyer, you've got more options to choose from. And a little bit moderating demand is slowing the pace of home sales. And as we talked about with the Summit County numbers, just a little bit. The good news for sellers is that it is still a seller's market. Even though inventory might be growing a little bit, and in Summit County, just a little bit, there's still a shortage of homes to meet buyer demand, locally and nationally. Conditions are still in the seller's favor, and while buyer demand is softening just a little bit due to higher mortgage interest rates, homes that are priced right are still selling fast. We are still seeing some properties sell within 2 or 3 days of being on the market. When it comes to really explaining this quote says it all. Overall, the best summary is that we'll move from a gangbuster seller's market to a modest seller's market, said Ed Pinto, director of the American Enterprise Institute's Housing Center. Gangbuster seller market to a modest seller's market, but we're still in a seller's market.